Hello, my name is David Ying. I'm a housing policy planner with the San Jose Planning, Building, and Code Enforcement Department. I'm joined by Elizabeth Guzman, a senior development officer with the San Jose Housing Department. And in this video, we will take you through the San Jose 2023 to 2031 Housing Element Public Review Draft. Before we get into the housing element itself, let's provide some background on what the housing element is. The housing element is the state-mandated official housing policy document of the city of San Jose. It is a plan for projected growth, and it's an opportunity for us to have a conversation with residents and stakeholders about what we want San Jose's housing future to look like. The housing element is updated in 8-year cycles. The current cycle lasts from 2014 to 2023, and the upcoming cycle will run from 2023 to 2031. Our outreach on the housing element update started in 2019, and the document is due to the State Department of Housing and Community Development in January 2023.
The housing element is divided up into 5 chapters: introduction, housing needs, housing goals, objectives, policies and programs, constraints, and adequate sites for housing, as well as several appendices. The introductory chapter speaks to the purpose of the housing element. It also speaks to the housing element organization, and it also talks about the public outreach and engagement of the housing element. The housing need chapter gives an overview of the city's housing landscape and demographic trends. It also provides a historical context, as well as statistics on income levels, race, ethnicity, and segregation. It also speaks to resources across neighborhoods and how those resources impact opportunities for residents.
In the chapter on housing goals, we described a tiered framework that will guide our housing work over the next 8 years. This starts with 5 overarching goals that are subdivided into policies and actions the city intends to take to achieve them. These goals are to create an abundant and affordable housing stock, provide sufficient housing for people experiencing homelessness, ensure housing stability and opportunities to build wealth for all residents, build healthy, thriving neighborhoods with access to good jobs, schools, transportation, and other amenities, and make sure those neighborhoods are racially and socially inclusive ones that overcome past and present discrimination. In the constraints chapter, we discuss constraints on housing production, be they from outside or inside government. For non-governmental constraints, we talk about challenges in financing and costs, both in land and construction. For governmental constraints, we talk about land use restrictions that prohibit or reduce housing that can be built, affordable housing requirements and incentives, the process of getting permits and paying fees for them, and specific challenges to housing types, such as housing for persons with disabilities, homeless housing, and manufactured homes and mobile home parks. When we did outreach on constraints, focus group members suggested solutions such as a ministerial approval process that makes approvals easier and faster, city-led CEQA analysis that means new housing doesn't have to go through lengthy environmental review, a new staff position to help affordable developers get necessary permits, and making fees easier to estimate and more transparent. And finally, in the site inventory chapter, we explain how the city will accommodate roughly 62,000 new homes during the 8-year plan period. This list demonstrates our ability to meet our share of the Bay Area's regional housing need allocation, and it aims to affirmatively further fair housing by planning for more low-income homes in higher opportunity neighborhoods. To increase the probability that these planned homes will actually be built, the site inventory takes into consideration past development trends and present land use restrictions, making it more likely that the picked locations will yield development. For more information on the housing element update and how to comment, visit sanjoseca.gov/housing element update. That page has an online comment form, info on past community meetings, and email and physical mail contacts for city staff. Thank you for watching, and we hope to hear your opinions soon.